Hey, what's up guys? We've returned. As you guys know, a bunch of characters have just been revealed for Street Fighter 6, and we've been doing breakdowns on every single one of them. If you guys have missed out, we've already covered JP, Marisa, and DJ. They're already on the channel for you guys to check out. And Mir, we saved the best for last. It's time for our final breakdown, Manon. And this is the fourth one that we've done in a row here.
Definitely quite a doozy. Lots to break down.
Mir, I actually had to learn ballet for this one. my YouTube timeline is completely screwed up now because of all the ballet videos I have to go through to learn these moves. It's ridiculous.
Well, learning new skills is all about life, right? So at least now you can impress the ladies with your ballet skill.
Absolutely. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in Street Fighter 6 as much as we are. We've been covering absolutely everything about the game. So let's get started with Manon. So I think she's already a big fan favorite, Mir. Even with the leaks, we saw a lot of fan art on the character posted everywhere, and now that everyone gets to see her in motion, I'm seeing everyone talking about Manon the most out of the four characters.
Well, after all, she is a supermodel, so I can see where the interest comes from.
She is a Judo world champion. I think the medal on her is like an Olympic medal as well. She also is a master of ballet, and like you said, she's a supermodel on top of that. Very, very talented character. Also, the stage they show off, Mir, another great looking stage. It's a carnival stage in France, and it's during the nighttime. And I already think the stages in Street Fighter 6 are better than Street Fighter 5. I really think they're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, and I guess another thing that is nice is that at the beginning, the characters in the foreground, I felt like they didn't pop out nearly as much, but they've been addressing that over time, and the lighting has become even better.
Yeah, the lighting, they're really showing off the, the power of the RE engine. I really like that. So let's get right into the gameplay, Mir. There is a lot to talk about in this video. This will probably be our longest breakdown. So like we mentioned before, Manon has a judoka fighting style, and that means she's a grappler, Mir. And this will be our first kind of glimpse of a grappler character in Street Fighter 6.
All the grappler mains are patiently waiting for Zangief as well.
Yeah, they are. So Manon, even though she's a grappler, she has a lot of these long-range kick attacks. They're all ballet references, by the way. All of her animations, everything has to do with ballet. And a description for Manon's gameplay is written, Manon's moveset is a graceful union between judo grappling and classical ballet. And I think Capcom did an amazing job with all these animations of her moves and putting it into her moveset. And we thought from the commentary leaks that she might be like an Abel character, but she doesn't play like Abel at all, now that we see the footage.
Well, we don't know. Maybe there's a step kick hidden in there somewhere.
Okay, so let's go over the footage, Mir. The first thing we should start off with is the newest footage that Capcom posted on their Twitter, because it shows a lot of stuff that might cause some controversy with this character. So the very first clip we see is Manon does a 2-hit target combo. Now the difference with this target combo is that not only does it hit the opponent, it seems to pull the opponent towards her, like vacuums them in. And I immediately realized that Capcom has trolled us, Mir, because we thought that she would be like Abel and she'd be doing step kicks and dashing towards the opponent, but no, it's the other way around.
Right. I have to admit, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like this would become extremely annoying, especially if the target combos are safe, which I very much hope they aren't. Something that this character is all about is landing her throws, because the levels are up, which we were going to discuss a little bit later as well. And so having target combos like these that put you in a prime position to try and mix your opponent up is very important for a game plan. So I can totally see what they were doing with this.
I can't stress enough how big of a deal this is, because it forces the opponent to have to guess the mix-up. They can't walk away. They are point blank. Another cool thing animation-wise, Mir, is I noticed there's like feathers all around Manon's. All of her target combos and special moves have this feather effect around her to make her look that much more graceful. When she's vacuuming towards you, it's, basically she's forcing the opponent to dance with her, and it suits her whole gameplay and style, but, with judo mixed in between. It's just very interesting. Okay, so in the next clip, Mir, we see another target combo. This is different than the first one. It looks like a heavier hitting target combo. It has further range as well, but I'm assuming it does more damage. But this shows us once again that she has many ways to pull the opponent towards her.
Another thing that you can notice about this target combo is that the second part of it actually is also a standalone normal that we see, but it doesn't seem to have the same vacuum effect in that case.
Okay, so after the target combo, we see the first mix-up, and this is where Manon does one of her command grabs called Manège Doré. So Manon has two main command grabs. These are the descriptions. The elegant Manège Doré and the renverse are grabs that will increase Manon's metal level upon successful completion. The higher her metal level, the more each grab's property will change. And we can see this Manège Doré is a very elegant looking throw. This one's probably the Manège Doré because of a hint we get on the other command grab being a hit grab. We'll get into that. Since we know that only her command throws raise her metal level, we know she's a momentum based grappler. We also have a hint from the commentary leaks, one line that says, "They can't be shy about stocking metal levels with Manon, because the counter doesn't reset between rounds." So we know this counter goes really high. We just don't know exactly what it changes with the throws. But there is one commentary line here that says these throws are lethal now. Look at the damage.
I would assume that most of everything changes. So the damage goes up, maybe the range increases, the possibility of comboing into them like a command throw, you know, like Rainbow Mika, for example.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that could change. The throwing vulnerability might be added at some point. The OD version could be different. It's just nothing that unfortunately we know about because they haven't shown us yet.
Is she comboing into this command grab, the Manège Doré, or is it a reset? I'm assuming it's a reset because we see the, the crouching light kick afterwards.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it is a reset. It makes sense that you would show both situations. You would have the throw reset and the low reset that also is able to catch people jumping out.
Now the command throw itself, Mir, tosses the opponent really far away. So there's no Oki, thank goodness. I'm going to imagine that this command grab does a lot of damage, but maybe when the metal level raises, the amount of Oki might change, for example. We also don't get to see the OD version. So after this first mix-up, now in the second mix-up, she does the same target combo again, the heavy one, but instead of doing a command grab, Manon does a crouching light kick into a standing light punch, and then a new move, this OD crescent kick. We think it's this round point move. How do you pronounce this move, Mir?
It's difficult, but I think it's round point.
From the commentary audio leaks, the description is lifts them with the round point takes them off their feet. So we're just associating it with that line. We're pretty sure that's it. But anyways, the OD crescent launches them really high for a free juggle.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, the crouching light kick here is important because it is the mix up to the command throw. Being able to stop people jumping out, for example, or trying to press buttons. It's good to see that she's able to convert off of lows because it is very important for grapplers. A solid 50-50 at this point, although I'm sure that with Street Fighter 6's defensive options, there might be more ways out of this than what we just see.
It still looks really strong though. Now after she launches the opponent up with the OD round point, she then juggles into her super. We think this is her level 2, right, Mir? How do you pronounce this one?
I think it might be Étoile, which means star, because she kind of like soars through the sky.
Yeah. The first thing about this super, Mir, is that the beginning animation, it looks like the round point. So I would imagine that you can use this level 2 as an anti-air.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. And I'm curious if there is an opportunity to juggle after if you hit an airborne opponent.
Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the main trailer now and go through that in order. So the first thing we see is, I think, a standing heavy kick. It's definitely a ballet move. It looks pretty high profile.
If it does have extra properties on punish counter, this could be very effective for dealing with keep out, like, crouching median kicks and whatnot.
Yeah, if it has like a punish counter property to it, like Ken, I can see her using it the same way, like Ken's standing heavy kick. Now in the next clip, we see the crescent kick being done raw, the normal version. This is her round point once again. We notice when it hits the opponent, it knocks them far away. On the pre-order trailer, when we see DJ show an example of his double fireball, Manon does the crescent kick in response to that, and DJ baits her. So I would imagine that this move neutralizes fireballs as well, because why would she do that in the clip? You think this might be an anti-air?
It definitely has the look of one.
Yeah, I would doubt the OD version does, because we know it launches the opponent up for a juggle, so it's hard to believe it'd be, an anti-air invincible and juggles them up. So That'd be crazy. Another thing I guess we should add, Mir, is it does 2 hits. That'd be, you know, useful if you're canceling it and you notice your opponent doing drive impact, right? You can do quick 3 hits. Okay, moving on, Mir, this next move. Oh my god, Mir, it took me so long to find this move looking through all the ballet videos, but I think the closest thing to this jumping kick is this move in ballet called the grand jeté. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Right, I guess it would make sense because grand jeté means grand throw, as in throwing your body, you know, in front, like a jump, which is exactly what this is.
Looking through the commentary leaks, Mir, it says grand jeté, good guess there. I'm assuming it's referencing, like, you know, that it guessed that the opponent was going to do a low attack and you hopped over and hit them. So what do you think the main purpose of this move is, Mir? Because it goes pretty far.
Another thing that it could be used for is if you're using it in a buffer, since it has so much range, then it would be able to connect even if you catch an extended hurt box and are quite far away from your opponent.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, moving on, the next clip, we see the command throw again, one of the command throws, the Ménage Doré. We've already discussed this, but unfortunately when they're doing it raw, we don't actually see the range of this throw, which I'm really curious about.
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, I feel like this is the kind of move that would get extra range as part of the improved properties that she gets with the metal level. I don't imagine this becoming quite like Zangief SPD range, but it could be pretty scary still, especially if it gets also faster.
Okay, next up we see Manon do a jumping heavy kick into a crouching heavy punch, I think, and then she cancels that and combos into her other command grab that we've been talking about. This is the OD version of the renverse. And I'm sure this is a renverse because she spins and has her leg out. In the OD version, it's a little harder to see, but we're pretty sure this is the one. Also, we know the renverse is a hit throw because in the commentary audio leaks, it's described as renverse. The hit throw connects.
Right, which would make it absolutely sensical that she's comboing into it. In this sense, it would be very similar to a move like Ibuki's Raida, where she can use it to end combos. She has the choice between resetting into the command throw or scoring the safe damage with the hit throw.
Also, I noticed with the OD renverse, it puts them very close to the opponent, closer than the Ménage Doré. So it looks like she can maybe even mix them up again afterwards. She might get Oki after. Also, Mir, I want to talk about the 2 normals she uses. That jumping heavy kick, apparently, that is a very difficult ballet move to pull off in real life. I think it's called the cabriolet. I don't know. Someone in the comments will know. But just know, guys, that Manon is working very hard for this jumping heavy kick.
Yeah, especially jumping 15 feet into the air.
Yes, absolutely. And then landing with grace. And then this other normal, Mir, is really interesting. I think it's her crouching heavy punch. But do you think this will be used as an anti-air? The range doesn't seem that good, so I imagine
it might be really short range, almost like a closed normal would be in a past iteration of Street Fighter. I'm not sure. It seems very good for a combo filler because it lets her combo into most of her special moves based on what we've seen so far. So it might be the kind of normal that you really want to land when you're close to your opponent.
Now let's quickly jump to the other trailer, Mir. It shows her doing a cross-up jumping medium kick into that crouching heavy punch again, and then she drives rushes into crouching medium punch, links into crouching heavy punch, and then she combos into the renverse again, but this time the renverse is the normal version.
Again, it seems that crouching heavy punch move, it seems quite important for her to land it in combos because again, it probably leads to a variety of different cancels, especially because we see that the hit throw is quite slow. The hit happens quite a lot after the move begins, so the startup is probably quite long to prevent it from landing from lights and stuff like that.
Now the normal version of the renverse, Mir, she is pretty close still. Not as close as the OD version, but like we talked about before.
We know that in Street Fighter 6 there's not a lot of moves that are plus on block, so maybe she just gets a hit and that's about it. But it's still something that can lock you down, and the moment you start respecting that option, she can try to move in and go for a command throw, for example.
And finally, Mir, at the very end, we see Manon's level 3. This is called the pas de deux. That means step of 2, Mir. And she forces the opponent to dance with her all the way. I guess the first question is this a grab super? Like, is this an unblockable one? Because in the commentary audio leaks, one of the descriptions is comes in hot and Manon grabs them.
I would imagine that if anything, it's a kind of grab that you can combo into, very similar to Zangief's critical art in Street Fighter 5. Otherwise, this would be a very big disadvantage for Manon not being able to land the level 3 normally.
I wonder if this gets more damage too, if her metal levels are up. That'd be really scary.
On top of the critical art, that could be devastating. But it might give you a special buff, you know, maybe extra metal levels and such, because we know that this is already something that happens in this game with Kimberly's level 3, for example.
I just refuse to believe, Mir, this is a grab super. That's a reset grab, because that target combo with a critical art super, like, come on. All right, we're finally done with the gameplay footage, Mir. Thank goodness. So let's talk a little bit about her story now. So on the Street Fighter 6 website, description is, a supermodel and world champion judoka, Manon is an idealist, forever seeking self-improvement in the pursuit of beauty. She struts the catwalk of street fighting to become the world's strongest model. And we even see from her win pose, Mir, she strikes a big supermodel pose.
Yeah, they're definitely going hard with this kind of personality for her. And I'm curious to see if she's going to be the humble type or the, you know, the bolsterous type. I suppose that more fitting for Marisa, right? Maybe they're the two opposites in that sense. Marisa's kind of like loud and bolsterous, and Manon is quiet and gentle.
Some people have been referencing that, Mir, because they both like beauty, which is interesting. The big question is, Mir, will she be the new queen of Street Fighter 6? Like, will this character, the character that everyone hates and wants to be nerfed, you know, that annoying Grappler, you know, is she gonna take that spotlight?
We have very little idea of how grapplers actually work in Street Fighter 6. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of Manon, but we don't know how she actually does play in a match. So it's very difficult for us to say if she's gonna be good or not.
But I must say once again, Mir, that I think Capcom's doing such an amazing job on all of the new character designs in Street Fighter 6. I think Manon's great, adding the ballet and her moveset, combining all that and making you know, even the vacuum effect, just these unique traits. And we haven't even seen the metal level part of her yet. And I think this is some of the best new character design I've seen in Street Fighter in general. I think Capcom's just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure. Every character is very, very much more complicated and in depth than they ever used to be. So they're definitely going for a more advanced, more refined version of Street Fighter by combining a lot of different mechanics together. As long as it doesn't get too complicated. So far from what we've seen from the beta, I think it's very promising. So yeah, I'm happy about all these new characters that are being shown.
So guys, let us know in the comments below, what do you think of Manon? The whole metal level, these 2 command grabs that you need to land all the time, and this vacuum effect on that target combo. Does she look strong? Is she your day 1 main? And will she be the queen of Street Fighter 6? Mir, we finally did it. 4 videos, we got it done before the second beta. But we might return again because Capcom is posting new footage on their Twitter all the time. So we'll get back to you guys and cover that extra footage when it pops up. So take care, guys. See you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.